Welcome, witches, wizards and muggles, to the Academy of Wizardry. My name's Becky and today I'm going to be showing you a quick and easy video on how to make these adorable Harry Potter Mandrake Cupcakes. They were super fun to make and they taste so good. So let's get started with what materials you guys are going to need, and I've listed these in the comment section down below. You will need a mixing bowl, some silicone flower pot cupcake molds, a whisk, a spoon, some fondant sculpting tools. If you haven't got these, you can use a knife or a toothpick, a measuring cup, toothpicks, some chocolate sponge mix. I picked this up from Tesco's. It's super easy to use. All you need to do is add eggs and water. You're also going to need 2 eggs, chocolate frosting. Again, I got the Tesco version as it's super cheap and it tastes really good. A piping bag and nozzle, some ready to roll fondant icing, chocolate sprinkles, edible wafer leaves, food colouring, and some sugar pearl beads in the colour black. And that's it. So let's get to baking some magic. The first thing you're going to want to do is grab your mixing bowl. You're then going to want to add your bag of chocolate sponge mix. Grab 2 eggs, add them to the bowl along with 120 milliliters of water. Next, you're going to want to grab your whisk and mix all your ingredients together until you get a nice smooth mixture. Next, you're going to want to grab your baking tray along with your flower pot molds and lay these out on the tray. Grab your mixture and fill the pots to around 3/4 of the way full with the chocolate mix. You want to leave around 1/4 of a gap at the top. This will allow them to rise in the oven and sit nice and flat, ready for decorating later on. Next, you're going to want to place your tray in a preheated oven set to 190 degrees and let them bake for 20 minutes. Now we can move on to the fun part of making our mandrakes. You're going to need your fondant icing and your food colouring. I ordered this pack off Amazon and I'm going to be using the colour chocolate brown. I found it best to add around 8 drops of food colouring to start with and fold this into the fondant. I found it got quite messy, so you might want to wear gloves for this part, but it did wash off my hands afterwards quite easily. You're going to want to continue to keep folding and rolling the fondant until the colour is consistent, and I kept adding drops of food colouring along the way to achieve my desired tone. You will also need to make sure that you have enough fondant to make all your mandrakes, so I found 100 grams is enough for each mandrake. So out of a 500 gram bag, which is what I used, you can make up to 5 of them. Next, you're going to want to cut your fondant in half and make 2 balls. You're then going to mould 1 ball into a potato shape and pat down the top and the bottom to create a rounded square shape. Next, you're going to want to grab some tin foil and scrunch it up into a ball. You're going to want to push the tin foil into the fondant to create a creased effect all the way around. You're kind of aiming at this point to make it look a bit like a beaten up old potato, but I promise you it's going to look a lot cuter. You're now going to want to grab your black sugar pearl beads and push 2 of these into the fondant to create eyes. Our mandrakes are looking a little sad at the moment, so I'm going to start adding in some features to give them some more character. With the second ball of fondant, pinch off 2 small pieces and roll these into 2 balls. Place them underneath on either side of the eyes to create cheeks. Then grab another 2 small pieces of fondant and roll them into small log shapes, and place these above each eye to create eyebrows. Now that we have some facial features, let's start making some arms. Take a larger piece of fondant and again roll it into a larger and longer log shape and mould this onto the side to create an arm. Do the same thing again on the other side. Next, you're going to want to start blending in some of the features. This is where your fondant tools come in, but you can also use your fingers if you prefer. You're going to want to smooth down the cheeks, eyebrows and blend in the arms some more. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so I do like to go over things a few times, but how much time and detail you want to put into your mandrake is totally up to you, as it can become a lengthy process if you're making a whole bunch of these guys. So you could use the scrunched foil technique only if you really wanted to speed things up and just add in some eyes and a mouth for the facial features. Once you're happy to move on, you will need to grab something sharp to create the mouth. This part is super fun as you can give your mandrakes any facial expressions you like. Mine's got a bit more of a I don't care look going on at the moment. You can also add in more features by adding lines into the forehead and body to create more defined wrinkles. And I like to finish by applying the scrunched up foil method one more time, as I find fondant easily loses its shape if it's handled too much. Next, we need to add some roots to our mandrake's arms. You can add as many or as little as you like. Similar to the eyebrows, take pinches of fondant and roll them into thin log shapes. Start attaching them to different parts of the arm to create the root effect. To finish our mandrake, you will need 3 wafer leaves. You can position these however you like on top of the mandrake's head. Take your mandrake or mandrakes and pop them into the fridge. This will harden the fondant back up whilst you're decorating your cupcakes. Your cupcake should now be cool enough to decorate. Fill your piping bag with chocolate frosting and in a circular motion cover all of your cupcake tops. Next, you're going to want to grab your chocolate sprinkles and cover the frosting. You want your cupcakes to look like pots of soil, which your mandrakes will sit snugly on top of. Now that your mandrake and your cupcakes are both done, you can start assembling them. You will need your toothpicks. These are going to be used to hold the mandrake in place on top. Once you're ready, simply position your mandrake on top of the cupcake and push the opposite side of the toothpick into the sponge to hold it in place. For the final touches, I have created a free Mandrake Label, which you are more than welcome to download and print at home. You can find the link in the comment section below. I found it best to print onto brown craft sticker paper and then simply peel it off and stick it onto the front of the pot. And there we have it. You have your very own Mandrake cupcakes. They are so cute. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and it has given you some magical inspiration whilst we're all stuck at home right now. Please, if you did enjoy this video, like and subscribe to my channel, and if you're planning to have a go at making these yourself, I would love to see your baking creations by tagging us on Instagram at Academy of Wizardry.